Hello friends, welcome to the tutorial of Power BI for desktop. With you, Arun of Employability Plus. In today's video, we are going to see how to use a matrix visual in Power BI. Any idea what is matrix visual? If you are an Excel user, you might have come across pivot table. So pivot table is used for summarizing and analyzing data in a cross-tabular format. Now, do we have a substitute for that in Power BI? Yes, we are going to see that for today, which is nothing but matrix visual. So matrix visual is quite similar to what we have in pivot table. Let's uncover the magic of matrix visual in Power BI. Here I am to unlock the magic of matrix visual in Power BI. As I said, it is quite similar to what we have in Excel, which is pivot table. You know what pivot table can do to you. It helps you to, group the data like month dates can be grouped into month can be grouped into years. Similarly, you can do aggregate the data, whether it's an average, sum, count. Also, you can drill down and roll up the data across multiple dimensions. Rolling up, drill down is not that difficult, both in the pivot table as well as in matrix visual. And why are we using matrix visual? Especially when you have a large data, this is the best option available to use a Power BI matrix visual. Now, what are the key features? Let's understand that. Like your pivot table, right? You can define rows and column headers. You can drag and drop the way you have done it in pivot table. You are used to that and you have to repeat that in matrix visual, dragging and dropping the row, column and value measures. Similarly, you can able to create custom calculation, be it a sum, average, count, everything could be done and you can have a detailed analysis using this. Also, as I said, you can roll up the data. Okay, you can drill down the data. Both are possible. You can able to roll up the data. When you say rolling up the data, if the data is in date wise, you can roll up to year wise. Okay. Similarly, if the data is in year wise, you can drill it down to the date wise. Both ends are possible. Hierarchical data visualization is absolutely possible in matrix. Similarly, you can create subtotals and grand total calculations in matrix. Now, when I say use cases of matrix visual in Power BI, you can use it for various, you can apply this into various areas like, do it for profitability analysis, right? Market share comparisons. When I say profitability analysis, you can have it region wise, department wise, product category wise if you have a data set, or you can create market share comparisons. You can compare different market shares of different brands, right? You can use it for salary compensation analysis if you are a HR department, or you can use it for project budgeting if you are part of the operations department, like planned with actual. So you know where is the gap, right? Whether you have spent more or whether you have spent less could be found in this way, right? And also, if you are in an operations department, if you can, want to understand the of the customer, the status of the complaint of the customer, and what is your response time? We call it as what? TAT, turnaround time. What is your turnaround time? You can able to do analysis using a pivot table, right? So if you are a person in academics, you have to do various analysis in terms of the student performance, be it their attendance, other or the grading. Everything could be done using the pivot table. So let's see how it can be done using Power BI matrix visual. I'm going to start with average sales report. It's going to be very interesting. The reason is we are going to start with Excel. I'm going to show you how to do it in Excel. Then we are going to replicate that function in Power BI. This is the data set we have with us. Like you have transaction date, description, brand, units, volume, quantity, cost price, and sales price. So we are going to start with, you know, with Excel as I said. Let's see average of sales price. the first analysis we are going to see, where we have brought the pack type and then brand. We also have here the average of sales price. Here, let's replicate what we learned or what we did in Excel. Right? So let's bring those fields which are pack type is one field. Okay, and the another field we have is brand. We brought pack type and brand, both the fields we brought it here. Immediately you get a suggestion window like this. The window says that it has suggestions of table or matrix. Choice is yours to choose. Now in case if you don't get this one window, you can choose it from the top, which is a visualization tab, or you can click here, which is called build option. There also you'll get this option of visualization. Now once you come to this suggestion window or visual, basically a window, then it default takes the table. Please click on the matrix. Be very clear on that. You are doing a matrix, so click on the matrix. Now, when you click on the matrix, now you have to bring the what? You have to bring the values, right? So let's bring the values here, which is sum of sales price. Click on the sum of sales price. Now the values have come here. Now you can see this one. It will come like this. If you want to see it in a bigger size, click on the window, it will come like this. Now you got the pack type and sum of sales, just a drag and drop. We did similar to what we have done in Excel, right? So once you get to this point, right, let's rearrange the hierarchies. Now we can go back to this one, right, option, wherein we are going to drill down the data, go to the next level, because we have the top level now. Let's see the next level. This is the brand level, right? If you want to see the hierarchy top level, we can drill up. So this is called drilling up, where you get the type pack type, which is a hierarchy one, right? If you drill down under each pack type, you will get the options like we do in Excel. Now how to bring both? So to bring both, first you click on the drill up option. Immediately, instead of going for drill down, use this option, which is expand all down one level in the hierarchy. So if you click, you will get both options, bundle as well as this. If you are unable to see the data set clearly, click on the data view, focus mode, you will get the entire data. Now, still the data is not the way we wanted. It has the pack type, it has this information, but the totals, if you look at, are sitting at the top. Traditionally, we want to see the total below of every category, right? So we don't want to have it on the top. So to get it below, the way we have it in Excel, okay, the below the totals are, right? So what you have to do is two things we have to do. One, we have to change this sum into average. That's a task. Let's say one, okay, and then the task two. Let's change this format a bit. Change in sum into average. Let's click on the build option. Okay, where you will get these options again. Come down, change sum of value. Click on the sum of value. Okay, click here in the right option. Okay, click here. Once you click here, you will get option like this, a window which is sum of sales price summarization. Here click on the average, select the average, so your data now with average. The next task we have to do is we have to bring this totals below, because traditionally we see the totals in the bottom, not at the top. So click here and say format. Once it is into the format mode, then please remember, first you have to take this into format mode, and then right click, you will have these options. Otherwise these options will not come. Please remember this. First you have to change this into format mode, then come to this place, right, position it to the bottom. So you will have the totals at the bottom. You understood what I said? Traditionally we see the totals at the bottom of every category, not at the top. So what you have to do, right click here and use format, then bring it to the bottom. Everything is same like Excel. Now same data we got bundle wise, brand wise, the data, but only difference is here it is coming with the decimals, which we don't want to have, right? So for that, what we can do is the right side, go to the specific column option, click on the specific column, come down. There will be an option called value decimal places. Click on the value decimal places, use decimal 0. We are done. We know how to do it in Excel, hierarchical matrix, how to do it in Power BI. Let's move on to the next topic. The next topic is quarterly sales units report. So this is what it is. Year wise, quarterly wise, brand wise, what is the sum of quantity? Now what I'm going to do is quickly I'm going to create from the scratch in Excel. Okay, and then we will do it in Power BI. Right? Clear? So let's say year, quarterly, sum of quantity and brand. Let's add, let's create this one so that you will have understanding in both. All DP I'm using for pivot table. No, this time because we already created something. So click on this one and bring the transaction date here. Okay, then we can bring the brand here, right? And then we have the sum of units. If I'm right, that is what we have, right? Exactly. Sum of quantity is what we have, right? So let's do this. Bring the sum of quantity here as well. Sum of quantity in the values tab. You get this one, right? And then click here on the groups. Since it has already been grouped, dates are grouped, it is coming only as the year. So right click here, right? Either you can ungroup, you'll get the actual data and see how it will be. It is like this only because we got only the transaction data in the database. Database has only transaction data. That is why it has come like this. Now how to group it the way we wanted? Just go to group option where we select the year, right? And then what we have in this data set. We have year and quarterly, right? So let's do it year and quarterly. Right click here, group it. First option is year and second option is quarter. You don't need month. Give OK. We'll get it like this. Now to bring it the way we wanted here, traditionally to bring the row tables, the headers, I'm saying the totals. Right click here, pivot table options, display classic pivot table. So you'll get the data the way we wanted. So this is what exactly we want to do it in Power BI. We want to create something similar to this one, but not this way, of course. Let's see how we can do it in Power BI. The same what we have done in Excel. Okay, all you have to do is click on the data, bring those data information, which is nothing but what we have is transaction date is one, right? Bring the transaction date, keep this as matrix, right? So transaction date is there, and then bring the sum of quantity. That is the task, right? So sum of quantity, you can just add data, click on the add data option, okay, and say sum of quantity. Okay, if it is coming as a graph, you just click on the matrix again. Default, if it is taken as a graph, take it as a matrix. Now you got the sum of sales data, okay, which you can click here. You will find this one in the data column, the sum of sales. Now let it be sum of sales. That is what we have in Excel too, right? Sum of quantity, basically the sum of quantity, right? So let's take sum of quantity. Doesn't matter, but still let's go with the data flow. Let's take sum of quantity, right? Once I select sum of quantity, again it goes to graph, bring it to the matrix, okay, and then click here, change. Again, this is sum, so let it be sum. Let it be sum. So we have the date, and also we have this one. Now, what's the next task we have to do? We need to bring the year, or let's say quarters, below this one. So that is what we have, year wise, quarterly wise. So click directly to this one, expand all the one level. So you'll get the data set like that. You can see it in the data view, form focus mode. We'll have this data. So everything is perfect as per this one, right? Only thing is the totals. Only thing is we need to add the column, which is and. So let's click back to report, okay, and go to the option and add. Come down in column, add the back and see how it looks like in the focus mode. So now we got everything perfect. Now to make it this traditional way, right? Right click here, format option. First, and then again right click here, position this total second. We got the data as the way we wanted. Okay, similar thing what we have here. I think this is a brand and this is pack type. So that is the difference. We don't need to worry much about it. We can change, just you need to change the value, the result will remain same. So instead of this, okay, we can just change it to, let's pick the visualization. Okay, instead of pack type, okay, you can add the brand. So both the data look, look at this data. Similar data we got, right? Let's move on to the next exercise. We are going to see the brand ranking now. So how to create this brand ranking both in Excel as well as in Power BI. In Excel, it is very simple thing to create a ranking. Here, sum of sales price we have taken in the row in the values, and then brand we got. Okay, and then we just change these values into a ranking. So how did we do from the scratch? Okay, let me go to the sheet, data sheet, all DP, enter, enter, and then no, we are creating a new pivot table and bring this ranking. So it's basically a brand wise. Okay, we are going to give the ranking. So what is it we have done here? We have got brand wise the ranking. So come to this option, brand wise we got the sum of sales price. Sum of sales price is here. Once you got the sum of sales price, you can just right click here, okay, and then we can do is show value as, okay, rank smallest to largest. In fact, it should be like before that. Let's do one thing before what we sort the data here so that you know which is highest. So go to sort largest to smallest. So we know that this is the highest. Now this has to come as ranking one. Now how to do that ranking one? Just right click here, show value as rank smallest to largest. Rank is based on the brand. Yes. Basically, we have to take it from the largest to smallest ranking, right? So this is the largest. So right click. The option is show value as rank largest to smallest because the value which is largest. So based on that, we have taken and this is the ranking. So we got the ranking. Now let's see how we can do it in Power BI. We are going to use measures here for this in Power BI. Straight away, we don't have that option. Let's see how we can. So ranking, we have to create measure as I said. So let's go to the data. Okay, we are going to bring the brand, right? This is the brand, and then we have the sum of sales. So bring the brand by using data. Let's go to the data. Click on the brand option, and then sum of sales price. Click both. Immediately it will come as a display, will be a chart. Default every time when you do, it will come as a chart. You have to change it to matrix. Repeat again. Now it has come like this. You can data view. It's perfect. We got brand sum of sales, but we are going to rank it based on the right. So now this has automatically come as highest to smallest. So we don't need to worry about that. Only thing we need to do is now we need to create a measure. Since we don't have an option, direct option, let's create a measure and add it here in this place instead of sum of sales price. Right? Let's create a measure. To create a measure, go to new measure option for the name. So let's keep this as for our reference. Let's keep this as rank. Okay. So when I'm just giving an idea. Basically, what we are going to do ranking based on the sales, right? So let's keep this as a rank and use rank test formula. So rank X formula. So please remember, you don't need to worry much about the formula. The reason being, it will tell you what you have to do, right? You don't need to remember everything, right? So it will tell you exactly what you have to do. So inside we can use a formula which is all selected, and then bring the table which you want to do. Listen, you have to select that table. the column basically. So let's select brand, right? So this is the one. This is what, you know, that column which we need to work, and then we have to bring the sales price also. That is using the calculate which you have learned earlier, calculate formula. Remember, you learned about calculate formula. So what is it we need to calculate? We need to calculate the sum of sales price, right? So we have to bring that particular field, okay, which is sales price, which is calculate the sum of sales price, correct? Close the bracket for this, and one more for here. Then you can give comma. So this particular formula gets deactivated. Now what it says value. So value in the sense, we have given already, we have given the expression, we have given the value. Now we have to give the order, right? So just a moment, let me see this one. Find this formula a bit confusing since it's in a single line. As I said earlier, let's break it. Okay, let's break it before we proceed further. Let's break it using, shift enter. That is second. Okay, now next thing is calculate sum, and then this also shift enter. Okay, so you have different lines for different categories. Now this one value, we don't have a value as such, so let's keep a comma, shift enter, and then this one we can keep it as order, we can keep it as descending order, because this is already descending order, but we have to mention that it is the order ranking is based on descending order. And then you can give density, dense. Okay, we can give the option called dense. Okay, to ensure there is no skipping in the ranking sequence, we are using this dense option, right? And then I think with that, I think we are closing the formula, right? Let's close this. Now the ranking formula is done, but system will not throw or give you the result automatically. We have to add this into the table, right? So let's click on this table again. Go to the Power BI option, wherein we are going to add data and add that measure. See, this is available here. Since we have added as a measure, it will come here. Then click on the rank. It has come as a rank. Now choice is your whether to retain this one, right, or remove it. If choice is yours. The way we got it in Excel. We got in Excel, right? So same way. See, it has come as the same way we got it in Excel. We got it in Power BI as well. But if you don't want sales price, remove it. So it looks similar to what you have in Excel, right? So if you want to see in the report format, we can see it in the report format as well. Since the sorting has been done in ascending order, it has come like this. You can click on this one. It has come here, right? In descending now. If you want to have it in ascending, you can click on this one again. It will come on the ascending. Here the option is here. If you are unable to see it, focus mode. This is the option I am talking about. You can click here like this. You can change it. Since I have removed the sum, it has come at the last. Now I am restoring in the ranking order. This is option is available here. We will move on to the fourth function, which is profit analysis. Let's see how we can do it in Excel before we head to Power BI. Look at this data set. It has package, brand, sum of cost price, sum of sales price, and sum of profit. Now you have this sum of cost price is part of the data set. You might have seen it. Cost price is part of the data set. You might have seen sales price is part of the data set. What do I mean by data set? Is nothing but the data set we have has these columns I'm referring to, which has cost price and sales price, but it does not have profit. How did we get it in Excel, the profit? Right? So that I'll show you first in Excel before we do it in Power BI. Right? Let's delete this one. We have package, pack type, brand, and then cost, sales price. Or we can delete or we can leave it like last. So go to pivot, bring the pack type, bring the brand option here down, right? Yes. And then we can bring the sum of cost price, then sum of sales price. Change this into a traditional way so that the totals will come down. So right click here, say pivot table options, display classic pivot table. Now it has come like this. Now we have to add the profit which we don't have it in the data sheet. So it's an additional field which we are going to add. How do we get this one option? Add nothing but there is an option pivot table analysis. Once you create a pivot table, this window, this tab will get activated. Click on the tab. If it is not, then go to field. Okay, calculated field. Now you have to manually give this field saying that profit. This field is profit. What is the logic of this profit? The logic of this profit formula is this sales price minus cost price. That is the profit, right? Either you can double click here or you can insert, both are same. Give add, give okay. You get the sum of profit, which is nothing but 86 minus 68. This is how it can be done in Excel. But let's see how we can have the same information in Power BI. Here we are in Power BI for that activity. Now click on the what are the things we need to have? Tag type, that is first option. Second, we need to have the brand, second option. Then we need to bring the first and then sales price, and immediately it becomes a graph. Let's change it to matrix. So see the data view how it looks like. So it has brand, it has sum of cost price, it has sum of sales price. Both are there, right? Now let's go back, right, and create a measure here. So let's create a measure. It's very simple again. New measure. Okay. Let's give the measure name as profit. Profit, right? We are going to say sum of datasets sales price. Similar thing what we have done in Excel minus sum of dataset cost price. You got your measure done. Once the measure is done, you can just click on the build option, add the measure into your model, right? We got the measure ready. So just add data and add the profit. So you got the way we have got it in similar way we got here as well in Excel. In case if it is not coming the way we had this one, okay, the results are same. But in case if you find this is not coming that way, so go to back report. Okay, what we have to do, we have to click on expand all to one, right? So we get the way we want. So click here. Now we got it like this. In case if you want the totals to be down, again like what we have done last time, click here, format, and then right click here, position to. This is how it is. So you got the same report what you got here. The profit, look at the profit. Okay, this is, it has come in a different order, which is nothing but this has come down and this is on top of it. Basically the arrangement of order of the data set is different, and nothing to worry. All you have to do is this has to go up. Basically this has to be up and this has to be down. Change the order. Now this will change. Now I just brought this one up by just drag and drop. Now if I click this one, it will be the same. Perfect. Now it is perfect. Okay. I hope you understood the concept. Let's move on to the fourth exercise. So in fact, it is fifth exercise we are going to see, which is product and brand share. So the product and brand share, we have the pack type and the brand and the percentage instead of numbers. Absolute numbers, what we got here is the percentage. How to convert a value into a percentage? Let's do this one. Pack type brand. So let's go to the data set. Click this one. Pack type brand. Sum of sales again. Sum of sales price. Okay, right click here. Change pivot table options. Display classic. So we'll get the option like that. Okay, and then change this into a percentage. So right click here. Show value as percentage of column total. You'll get the percentage. Very simple in Excel. Let's see how we can do this similar activity in Power BI. Let's see how we can do this in Power BI. Data, right? And then we can take the back type option. Click on the matrix. Then bring the sales price, sum of sales price here, the value. And then in the rows, again add the brand below active. So now we got this data like this, right? Once you got the the active base, right? Basically we have got the higher version. In a hierarchy we got the top one, right? So we can use this option to bring all. So we have now everything, right? So like this is, we can drag it and see, yes, we got it like this. Now what we can do is we can change as per this data, similar to this data. What we can do is we can convert this into a percentage. Right? Before that, to convert this into percentage, you can first right click here, format, and then format this into position into bottom first, get the grand total down, then click it somewhere here and go to data. In the data, go to values. In values, click here, data option, click here, right click here, show value as percentage of column total, right? Or percentage of grand total. Choice is ours. Because there we got the grand total, right? We can give percentage of grand total. So we get the same 53. We can compare this two data, excellent. This one. So same information we got it now in Power BI. All we did is we dragged it to the respective field and went to the values. Right click here. You have an option called you have show values. In that you can select the grand total. Right. So let's move on and see the last one for the day. We have seen the product and brand share, application of slicers and filters. So we are going to see both in Excel as well as Power BI how to apply slicer and filter. Here we are. So we have bundle. So here if you see layout of this one, right click, by this time how to see the layout, which is show field list. Now brand, I have dragged it to the rows. Average, it's nothing but the sum of sales price. I have converted value field settings as average, and then I brought this pack type in the filter column, not below rows like what we did earlier. What I have done this time is I put it in the filter. What happens now? It has come in the filter. This is called filter option, where you can choose based on your requirement. You can choose all three or any one based on your requirement. Friends, your preference. Now it has come like it. Okay, let's keep this single option. Let's say bundle. Let's keep bundle. Incorporate this in the Power BI. Now in Power BI, let's go to data, click on the data, right? Click on matrix, right? Row add, let's add the option which is pack, let's add brand, okay? And then in the values, let's add sum of sales price, and change this into average. Clicking here, we can change it to average, and then we have to put one more filter. Okay, as it is here, we have to put one more filter, which is on the top pack type, right? Let's do that. For that, you need to use this filter option. If you don't have this option, don't get panic. Go to view. You have this filter. You can click. You will get this option. If you don't have it, default, right? So now that we have it, let's filter on this page, right? So click on this add, and then select the pack type. Pack type coming as column. Let's add it here. Let's bring it here on the filter part, right? And then select all. I just dragged and dropped, since there is a problem with click. I just dragged it and dropped it in the filters on this page in the filter option. Now I selected all so that everything will be there. Okay, I'm giving OK. Now what happens? This, if we go to the option, now this all will be available. Now what I'm doing, select all, unselect all, going to select only bundle. Now what happens if I select only bundle? I can have the similar data what I have here. See, 43, 116, 35, because I have selected only bundle. This is a filter option what we have in Excel. How did I get it? If you don't get it, go to view, filter option. Here you have to select all the options for that field. If the field is not coming to you by click, drag and drop it inside. Okay, then you can click on this one. You will have the same thing. You see it as a focus mode. This is how it looks like. Both are same. It is in decimals, and this is not in decimals. That's the difference. Depending on is okay. I told you last exercise how to remove the decimals, right? And we move on. The last thing, the last one. Let's move on. Last one is nothing but in application of, we saw the filter. Now we are going to see the slicer. Let's create a new sheet, new data, all DP, new pivot table, and then bring the brand in the rows, transaction date in the column, then sum of sales, sales price. This is what we have there also, right? In this previous slicer also we have this one. Slicer, here it is. Yeah, you have this and this, and then you have slicer. We also got similar data, and then we have slicer. Now what we can do is, once you're done with this in Excel, it is easy, right? All you have to do is just click on this place, so you get this pivot table analysis. Analyze. So, pivot table analyze. In that, use insert slicer. It will ask you for what are the you know uh, what are the slices you need to have based on certain distinct values. Let's say I want to have a slice based on the the format, and based on the SKU ID or something, right? So you have the slide like this. Now I can click slicer based on this. Now this is actually done based on the scrub. This entire analysis, which is sum of sales price based on the brand and tenure, now included one more filter called scrub, which is the slicer. Like this you can add, or you can add all. Choice is yours. You're getting my point? Like this you can slice it. Now similar task can be done in Power BI also. Let's see how it can. We will see in Power BI now. Just click on the matrix, add the data. It's at brand. The column section, let's add transaction date, basically a quarterly information, and the values, add sum of sales price. what we have, sum of sales price. Now we got this information what we wanted. All you have to do is go to the visualization here, whether it is here or there. You need to identify the filter. So in this case, here we have the filter immediately visible. Okay, you can see it free, or here you can select. So I'm selecting it from here. Both are same. Slicer, select it. Now, which field you want to keep it as a slicer? So there we have kept the slicer as what field? Format field. SKU ID, there's no relevance, so let's skip format. Okay, SKU ID here also it's not required because it's individual SKU, right? So SKU is nothing but SKU is nothing but stock keeping unit. So add data, and I'm adding the option format. So we have added that as an option. Like here, we added. Now let's take bar. So this is the data you can see in both the cases. 28, 28, 29, 56. 56 is not visible. If you click here, focus mode. Okay, back to report. Right. If you see this one, you will find 56, 29, 8. You have all information similar to Excel. I think with this, we are coming to the end of the session. Folks, I hope you had a wonderful learning today, and I wish and hope that you apply whatever you have learned today in your regular work. So there is no point in learning and not applying. Knowing is good, but doing is very, very important in order to master, especially when you are learning a skill. And I would request again, those who are not subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe and support so that you get an update every time whenever a new video gets uploaded. Thank you so much.